You can put on your video and just say hi to these good people before we get started.
Hello, thank you, Safa, for giving me the space. My name is Teresa Lodge. I am part of the ELF team as the Digital Engagement Officer and Executive Assistant to the Executive Director, and I look forward to a productive and insightful debate. Thank you. I'll hand it over back to Sakwa.
Thank you, Lodge. Andres?
Hi, everyone. My name is Andre Otieno. I work at Emerging Leaders Foundation as a program assistant, Public Service Emerging Leaders Fellowship Program. So I'm here as among the electoral team. I am really wishing you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lodge and Andreas. And now we go right into it. We start with the events coordinator, a position that is unopposed, but we had indicated that we will allow the events coordinator designate to make quick remarks. So Lensi Mbone, if you're here, you have about 40 seconds to just make quick remarks. Lensi? Very well. I don't think we have Lensi. We will move on to the treasurer designate, and the treasurer designate is Stephanie Hazel Kusa. Stephanie, you can unmute, put on your video, and address the debate center.
All protocols observed. The IEC aspirants and fellow alumni, good evening. It's my pleasure to be with you this evening, and just to accept my nomination as the treasurer designate for the alumni body. I promise to work with the vision bearers of ELF, and as well as various good work that our alumni are doing in various spaces, be it civic space, be it in the business and entrepreneurship space, be it in the government space. We're here to serve you, and feel free to reach to us in case of anything. And I'm looking forward to serve with the ones that will be elected, because we respect the voice of the alumni. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kusa, for your remarks, which allows us to go into the next section, which is now to move to the candidates positions that have more than one candidate for the debate. And congratulations to Lensi Mbone on being named events coordinator designate, as well as Kusa on being named the honorary treasurer designate. Our debate starts with the Secretary General's debate. We have 6 candidates here, and those candidates are the 6 candidates that we have for this position. I'm just going to get their names again. Are Bridget Kasembeli, Doreen Wangili, Lynette Kafaso, Owila Martin Omondi, Owino Daniel Odiwa, and Richard Kafuri Mungai. I will invite these candidates to make their opening pitch. They each have 30 seconds. And when your time is up, I will let you know that your time is up. And then we will move on to the next candidate. According to the lots that you cast, the first person to make their opening speech is Owino, followed by Kafaso, and then Owila. Kafaso, then Richard Kafuri, and Owila will be the 4th person. We still do not have the other candidates. Do we have Doreen Wangili and Bridget Kasembeli?
I am in.
Doreen, that is, who is that one?
Doreen.
Okay, Doreen, thank you for coming in. We had finished an exercise while you were away. I'm going to give you 2 colors, and you will very quick pick one color out of these 2. It will help us to do the next exercise. The 2 colors are brown and burgundy. Which one do you pick?
I will pick burgundy.
Thank you. So the order remains the same. We'll have Owino, and then Kafaso, and then Richard, followed by Owila, and then Doreen will come after that. So let's get right into it. My first question, not question, I have to give you guys the opening pitch. The opening pitch, we start with the first candidate, and that candidate is Owino. Owino, you have 30 seconds starting now.
Thank you very much, moderator. I'd also like to thank all the alumni that are listening in today. My name is Daniel Owino Odiwa. I am, my name is Daniel Owino Odiwa. I was in the cohort of 2016, graduated in November of that year, December. I am a teacher by profession. I teach English and literature. I'm employed by the Teacher Service Commission. I am vying for the post of Secretary General, Alumni Network, ELF-Africa, and I'm ready, I'm willing, and I'm eager to work with those who are to be elected in the various positions that have been competed in these elections. I want to thank all of you for this opportunity. I hope that we're going to have a fruitful engagement. And
thank you very much,
that is
Owino.
all.
Thank you,
Right.
Owino. Thank you. Your time is up. We go to the next candidate, and the next candidate is Kafaso. You put on your video and mute, and then your 30 seconds start now.
Hi, everyone. Hi, moderator, and everyone who is plugging in. My name is Lynette Kafaso, your happiness ambassador. I am glad to be here. I'm glad to be part of this debate. I'm a HR by profession, working with the Ministry of Labor, and I thank God for the opportunity that He has given us to be able to articulate our manifestos. And I want to believe that by the end of all this, when all is said and done, I am going to have convinced my supporters of the kind of person they are voting in, and even having brought other supporters to my side. Thank you.
So just when my timer went off, the next candidate is going to be Richard. Richard, please unmute, put your video on, and your 30 seconds start now.
Thank you, Sakwa. So, hi, everyone. I'm happy to be here. My name is Richard Ngafuri Mungai for the Secretary General. It's an honor being in this place. I am looking forward to a wonderful debate, and see you on the other side. This is your tried and tested leader. Thank you to my opponents. Thank you.
Richard, you are left with some 9 seconds, which you donate to the debate. We go to the next candidate after Richard is Owila. Please unmute, put your video on. Your 30 seconds start now.
Hello, God is good, and just pleased to be here. My name is Martin Owila Omondi. I was part of ELF Cohort 8, and I'm vying for the position of Secretary General. To be part of this ELF network, alumni network. And just also thank you guys for having this on board so that we can be able to impact on our generation more. I'm here to be the voice and also to be the servant of everyone in this team. So thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Owila. Your time is up. Let's go to the final candidate here, Doreen Wangili. Please unmute, put your video on, and your 30 seconds begin. I'm waiting to see your video on, Doreen. All right, your 30 seconds begin now.
Hi, everyone. My name is Doreen Wangili, and I'm glad to be here. I work at Desmond in the food and beverage sector, and I am from the early 2021 cohort, and I've worked as an organizing secretary with them. And I'm hoping that even when we are going through the debates, I'm asking for your votes and for transformative leadership and
very much, Doreen. Your time is up. Thank you very much. Let's go to now start to hear from the candidates as they respond to the different issues. I am going to start with you, Richard. Tell us, what is your vision for ELF Alumni Network by the end of your 2 years?
Thank you so much, Sakwa. My vision for ELF alumni by the end of my tenure is very basic and very simple. One is to ensure that we have a solid alumni network formulated. We have bold representation of all the members who will not be in the executive. Is to ensure that there is prompt communication. There's a regular update of the database within my scope of work. There's efficient record keeping. There's faithfulness to my duties, and above all, a holistic support for everyone, because we are not only in this for leadership, we're in this to also be each other's keeper and supporter. So that in a nutshell is the vision I have. By the end of my tenure, those are my bare minimum achievements. Thank you.
Still with you, Richard, when you say an alumni network put in place, are you saying we do not have an alumni network in place, or what does that exactly mean?
Thank you, Sakwa, for that rebound. We have the alumni network in place. Now, what I mean is within my docket as the Secretary General, now that I am privy to all the information pertaining to data management, the database itself, is to ensure if, for instance, if you're looking for a lawyer, if you're looking for a technician, if you're looking for an architect, it will be easier to have these people in place. You only need to air it, then we'll provide the information, and you can as well network well, because as much as we have the network, I don't know so and so what they do. I don't know what the other person does until we meet. So we can do that as soon as we get to the job. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. My next question goes to Owino. You can unmute and put up your video and tell us what specific skills and experiences make you the right candidate for Secretary General.
Well, first of all, I just want to maybe give a brief description of what a Secretary General ought to do. I think a Secretary General, first of all, ought to be mobilized, somebody who can mobilize the group into achieving whatever it is that they have set out to do. And I think I'm specifically qualified for that position because even in the institution that I'm working in, I am what you call a secretary to the academic office, which involves basically running the machinery of the academics of this school. Now, I'm not saying that an alumni association is similar to a school, but I think that the basic concepts of organization and mobilization are quite similar. And in that regard, I think that I may be able to do a good job as SG of the ELF-Alumni Network.
Thank you very much. You have mentioned that you have a role you're playing where you are now. What are the 2 or 3 very important things that you have achieved in that role that should make us trust you with the Secretary General's position?
Well, the first thing, or first of all, in my role as I started out, a lot of things that we were doing were quite manual. So as a secretary, I was part of the team that pitched to the administration to digitize some of our services. Now, I talk about digitizing some of our services because even in terms of parents getting information with regard to the students' results, it used to be quite a tricky situation. You go home, but your daughter does not have the information that the parents really need. So we tried to come up with a system that would allow parents to access this information from wherever they were, without necessarily having to rely on the information that they get from their student. That was one thing. The second thing.
Thank you, Diwa. Thank you, Diwa. I will move to the next candidate, Kafaso. Your manifesto in a snippet says transparency, accountability, and servanthood. Practically, what would that look like as Secretary General?
Now, my manifesto speaks of transparency, accountability, and servanthood. Let me start with servanthood. For me, the heart of a servant requires that you be considerate to other people's needs. And as a SG, I know as much as I'm going to have my roles, some of them are not directly related to guys, but I need to be able to handle people as they come to me, whether it's part of my role or not part of my role. I need to be able to take their issues and make sure that they are sorted. When I talk about accountability, we are supposed to be accountable. The office that we've been given to serve, we are supposed to serve in those offices diligently. We are supposed to serve in those offices within the time that we are given and do the work that we were elected to do, not go into the offices and start doing other things opposed to what we are supposed to do. When I talk of transparency, we have documents that we are going to be discussing within our meetings. The network is supposed to be able to access these documents when someone needs them, as long as they are not private and confidential.
Thank you very much, Kafaso. As you have observed ELF Africa and the alumni network in your period of interacting with us, what is the one challenge you have seen or experienced that you want to fix?
I've been able to find out that the alumni network does not have a constitution that is ratified. For me, that is one thing that if I'm elected in the network, in the office, I'm going to be able to work. I want to be able to work with the people we are elected with and be able to push out a constitution, so that because without a constitution, honestly, we are headed nowhere. The constitution will carry our mission and our vision and our values. If we don't have that, then we are headed nowhere.
Thank you very much. Yeah. On to the next candidate, and the next candidate here is I haven't heard from Doreen. Owila, have we heard from you? So let's start with Owila. We start with Owila. Kafaso has talked about the constitution as one of the areas that she wants to start with. Do you think that is a priority for you?
Yeah, I think that is actually true, because you see, without a framework, we might not really be able to sustain our course as ELF alumni network. So that actually should be a priority to every one of us, especially in the SG department, because that will give us a framework that will be able to entail that we know our various roles. As much as we have a document that came for us to vie for these positions, at least we know our different roles that we can be able to put in place. But a constitution will allow us to work within a certain framework, so that an individual doesn't go, out of hand or out of something that might harm ELF and its name.
Thank you, Willa. In your view, what makes a good alumni network, and how do you plan to get us there?
I've been privileged to work with Mount Kenya University alumni office, as an intern trying to assist. Yes, Emily? Oh, thank you. Sorry about that. I was hearing some other noises. So I've been privileged to work with MKU Alumni Network, as an intern assisting Mr. Fuba there. And one of the things, apart from the constitution, one thing that will be able to make us, be more effective is having programs, having sessions, having things like, the annual alumni dinner, to always keep us on track. Such kind of dinners, such kind of sessions will be able to guide us in terms of what are we not doing, what can we make better, and what can we improve in. So I think that also shall be an addition to us.
Thank you. Let us go to the next candidate, Doreen. We are back to you. Tell us, what is your vision for the ELF Africa Alumni Network?
Okay, my vision for the Alumni Network is inclusivity for all, servant leadership, and for ELF, alumni leadership.
Doreen, we don't seem to hear you clearly. I am hoping I'm not the only one. Andreas, okay. Can you hear Doreen?
No, we can't hear her from this end, so maybe she checks her network.
Doreen, let's try that again. You can.
And Nguka is in Oyugis and we can hear him loud.
Hello.
Could you please try without the earphones?
Hello.
Go ahead, Doreen.
Okay. General
I'm afraid we still are unable to hear you. We can allow you a moment to just see what you can do about that, maybe changing your position. Then when you fix that, we can come back to you. At this moment, I want to go back to Owino. Owino, you can unmute because this question is for you. Have you been part of any other alumni network? What has been your role in that network?
Well, I've not been a part of an alumni network as such. I'm sorry, I've not been part of an alumni network as such, but I've been part of the team in our school that coordinates some of the activities of the alumni of the school in which I work. And so, in a way, I have an understanding of how alumni institutions actually work.
All right, thank you very much. I want to ask the final question to all of you in the order in which you appear in the order in which you took your lots, and then you will have each an opportunity to ask one question. The question I want to ask all of you is, the ELF Africa Alumni Network has been in existence for 2 years. Over those 2 years, what role, how have you contributed to the continuity of this alumni network? We will start with Owino, then go to Kafaso. We will come to Richard, then Owila. After Owila, we will go to Doreen. You have 30 seconds each. What has been your contribution to this network over the last 2 years?
Thank you very much, Bwana Sako. Now, the alumni organization has been around for a while, right? However, in a way, I've not participated quite. Sorry, I think I've not participated as much as I would have liked to. Reason being that in as much as we are incorporated in the guide our alumni activities.
Thank you very much, Owino. Owino, thank you. Your 30 seconds have lapsed. Kafaso, what has been your contribution to this network?
In the past 2 years, we recently joined the network. It's been just a few months, and I feel my contribution to the network, one, is vying for this office so that I'm able to bring my thoughts in. So as I'm coming in, because we've not been here for long, we want to come in with the idea of making the network well. For me, wellness is key, irrespective of what my manifesto says, wellness is key. Another thing, as I'm coming in also, and even if I don't make it in, which I don't believe it's going to happen, my manifesto is going to still be there. If whoever makes it in,
Thank you very much, Kafaso. Thank you, Kafaso.
No,
Andreas,
I've been interrupted, Sakwa. I've been interrupted.
Someone just interrupted us.
Yeah, I've been interrupted. Okay. I'm not done. Thank you. As I'm coming, I was saying, whether I make it in or not, my manifesto is going to be there. Whoever makes it in, which I believe it's me, it's going to be able to bring in people together, have a well network, and even, as I'm coming, I will I'm thinking of leveraging on technology when it comes to record keeping, so that everyone can be able to access the records irrespective of where they are. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Richard Kafuri, 30 seconds. How have you contributed to this network?
Thank you, Sakwa. The way I've contributed to this network, I was the Secretary General for my ABLI 2021 evening cohort. And since then, when we got the link to be members of the alumni, especially through our President Kawira, I've been sharing the link to our members in the evening cohort. And also another way I've contributed to the alumni forum is ensuring that I maintain the good name of the ABLI community and ELF, majorly by ensuring that everywhere I go, I
Thank you,
represent.
Richard.
Thank you.
You have exhausted your 30 seconds. Owila, you're up next. Owila, you're on mute. Please unmute and start again.
Just see. So as I was saying, I think that would be, for me too, will be able to stand out on 28th January 2020 at Strathmore University. There was a workshop by Emerging Leaders Foundation in collaboration with Football Foundation. So as a sportsman, I play rugby, and being an alumni, they needed someone to actually have a session on value in sports. And I was able to volunteer myself, and I had that session with them alongside Jim India. I think there was Sofina and Elisheba. And then the second contribution, I think, as part of our many secretary generals that have been here is, or today in this meeting, you know, we being able to set the platform for other candidates. It's a good contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Willa. Doreen, are you back? Let's see if we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I have done so much of the involvement into the ELF network. As the secretary for morning course at 2021, I was able to arrange a meetup after the graduation. And I was also able to join the launch of the Husika program the same year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, all the candidates. I want to allow you, starting with Doreen, to ask one question. Make your question very brief and just straight to the point. You can ask it to all the candidates, or you can ask one specific candidate. And all candidates, please take note of all the questions if they are directed to all of you, or if they are directed to you in particular. Then when all questions have been asked, I will give you an opportunity to each ask your question, to answer the questions. Doreen, do you have a question for your competitors?
Yes, I want to ask to all my competitors how we are going to work as a team, or even in the alumni, to mental sanity, or just as Kafaso has said.
All right, thank you to all of you. She asks on mental sanity. Owila, do you have a question to your competitors?
No, not really for today. Thank you.
Thank you. Richard, do you have a question?
My question would be, how will we as the Secretary Generals ensure cohesive working relation with all the other leaders to be chosen? Thank you.
Richard, is that question to all the candidates or to a specific person?
My question is to all candidates. Thank you.
Thank you. Richard asks all of you on cohesion. Kafaso, do you have a question? Kafaso, if you're speaking, you're on mute.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Do you have a question for the other candidates? Kafaso, you have muted yourself again.
Oh, okay. To the other candidates, especially Owila, I don't think I've seen your manifesto really. Do you have a manifesto? So that I want to be sure that if at all you're coming in, where are we headed with our people? That's all for me.
Thank you. Owino, that question is to you. You will answer when Owino has asked. Owino, do you have a question?
Oh, yes, I only have
Owino, I can't hear you. Please project your voice and try be a little faster.
Okay, I want to the alumni network look like at the end of our tenures as SGs.
All right, thank you. In answering, I start with you, Owino.
Thakwa, sorry, I didn't get what the last contestant asked. Kindly.
Yes, what will the alumni network look like at the end of your tenure as the Secretary General? So I want to start with you, Owino. In answering the questions, there are 2 questions that were asked to all of you. That is one from Doreen. I hope you got her question. The second question came from Richard Kafuri asking, how will you ensure cohesion as Secretary General? So I give you 30 seconds to answer those 2 questions. Owino?
So, hello?
Go ahead.
Let me begin by answering Richard's question about cohesiveness. I think I'm open to work as a team. I'm not coming in as an SG with locked opinions about anything. I think the best way to create a cohesive unit is to listen to each other and allow each other to speak out and decide together on the things that we need to do. With regard to mental sanity, I think the best way to go about this is to create units, support systems for all alumni, so that whenever we have issues, the unit that we can talk to.
Thank you very much, Owino. Thank you. Let's go to Kafaso. There are 3 questions that you need to respond to. I will give you 45 seconds for the 3 questions. Question 1 is on mental sanity. The second question is on cohesion. The third question is 2 years after your tenure, what will this network look like?
So on mental sanity, just like I've said, wellness. One, we at the end of it all, I want to have a situation whereby we are tapping into the existing within our networks. We have existing therapists, psychologists, all these people. We need to tap into their professional whatever, so that they can come in and help us. When it comes to cohesiveness and work relations, we cannot work with people we don't know. So again, wellness, coming up with these social works, having group therapies, this is the only way you're going to know each other and be able to work well in a cohesive manner. At the end of my tenure, I want there to be an office and a network whereby therapy is a lifestyle. It's not something of you being crazy. It's a lifestyle and it's a way of you being well.
You have used your 45 seconds. Thank you very much. Richard, there are 2 questions for you. One on mental sanity and the second one, 2 years after your tenure, what will this network look like? You have 30 seconds for the 2 questions.
Thank you, Sakwa. Thank you for that. On the mental health issue, we already have an event coordinator. We'll be working closely with them, me actually being in touch with the people on the ground, the networks that we have, the database that we have. Now we're working with them, we'll be having numerous sessions on awareness of our mental health for the alumni and also for the community at large. For my alumni, how I leave the office by the time I'm done, I want to leave the office as a family, meaning I leave the alumni feeling as a family. We know each other, we have met each other, and we have a nice networking and correlation whereby I can call my fellow colleague a brother or a sister.
Thank you. You have used your time, Richard. Asante. We come to Owila. You have 3 questions to respond to. One is on mental sanity. The second one is on cohesion. And the third one, do you have a manifesto? What is your agenda? I give you 45 seconds to answer those 3 questions.
Thank you so much. I think one of the things is just to borrow from my past leadership as a president of Mount Kenya University. And so working together in terms of mental sanity is something that we cannot go against. So as an SG, I think one of the things that we are going to be doing is to be able to unite the leadership to work hand in hand. Number two, yes, I have a manifesto, and maybe just to give a brief of it, as I said, you know, you looked at my post.
Wino, are you there? All right, we seem to have lost Owino. Owila, that is, sorry. We seem to have lost Owila, unfortunately. So let's go to Doreen. Doreen, there are two questions for you to respond to. That person, Andreas, needs to be muted. Doreen, there are two questions. Andreas? All right, Doreen, question one for you is how will you guarantee cohesion for the alumni network? And number two, 2 years after your tenure, what will this alumni network look like?
Okay, for the cohesion of the network, I would suggest physical meetings for everyone, possibly regionally and even as a whole, like once in a year, to ensure that we are able to know each other and even be cohesive. For the alumni network after the 2 years, I expect to have a team such that we are able to do things. We are able to do things from different places, but doing one thing in common.
Thank you very much, Doreen. While you still have the microphone, we come to the last section of the last bit of this section, and that is the closing pitch. We will start with you, Doreen. Each candidate has 30 seconds to give their closing pitch. Doreen, you can unmute, put your camera on, and your 30 seconds begin now.
Yes, so my name is Doreen Nafula Angili, vying for the post of Secretary General. If you want inclusivity, transformative leadership, you want a network alumni, I am here for updates of the information from the ELF to the team and the team to the ELF. I am your lady. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doreen. You donated 5 seconds to the management committee. We will use them at some point. Let's go to Owila. Your 30 seconds begin now.
Thank you so much, Martin Owila Omondi, once again for Secretary General, your voice, my service. Currently, I serve as Winners Chapel Youth President, and so these are just part of the leadership avenues that God has given me to be able to, you know, prepare for this course. So once again, I ask for your votes, everyone who is here on 2nd May 2023. I'll be seeing you, I'll be joining you in the leadership, and we shall serve ELF-Alumni Network once again together. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Owila. Let's go to Richard. 30 seconds, begin now.
Thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for the chance to be in this debate. Mine is just to say we were able to work in my cohort, even in cohort early 2021. And one of the records we have is, as a cohort, we were able to raise funds in the shortest time possible. And I believe we can do this even to a greater extent in this journey. Mine is to ask for your votes, and the leadership qualities that I have currently working in the church as an evangelist, working as a coordinator in my work, in my workplace. You can bring them together.
Thank you,
see you on the
Richard. Thank you, Richard. Kafaso, you have 30 seconds. Starting now.
Hi, this is Kafaso once again, your happiness ambassador. Service with a smile, and I'm asking you to vote for transparency, accountability, and servanthood. And let's vote for wellness. Let's come to a place whereby we are forming an ELF wellness culture. So let me see you at the end of the finish line. Let's stay well. Let's vote for wellness. Thank you.
Very much, Kafaso. Finally, Andreas, there are people who need to be muted. I can see so many microphones unmuted. Thank you. All right. Finally, let's hear from Owino. Your closing pitch, 30 seconds, begin now. Daniel Owino, I can see him in the waiting room. Daniel Owino, can you hear me? Okay. We don't seem to have Daniel Owino ready yet. That means we close the Secretary General's debate at that point and thank all the candidates and your agents and all the people who participated in the chat particularly. Thank you very much. We wish all the candidates in this post all the best come 2nd May. We are going to have a 10 seconds recess and then we come back and start the vice presidency debate. We come back in about 30 seconds. Thank you very much. To the tech team. Daniel, I hear you, but I am afraid I have run out of time for that section, so we have to move to the next section. Tech team, thank you. Very much, Kalia. Welcome back, everyone. This is the great debate for the ELF Africa Alumni Network, leading up to the second election of the second administration. The elections will take place on the 2nd of May. We have just finished the debate for the Secretary General, where we have 6 candidates, but 5 participated in the debate. Now we move on to the Vice Presidency debate, where we have 5 candidates, but 4 are on the call. Well, before I say that 4 are on the call, let me just confirm. Do we have Kasioka Mulwa on the call yet? Kasioka, are you here? All right. I don't think we have Kasioka, so that means we have 4 candidates participating in this debate. They already cast lots at the beginning of the debate and determined the order in which they will speak. The first in that order is as follows. Kasioka, thank you very much, but your responses will need to be a little faster than that moving forward. Otherwise, I will keep moving on. So we cast lots while you are away. Your colleagues picked their colors, and you now have to, there's one color left, which is the one you're going to take, and that is burgundy. That said, that means the order of candidates is as follows. Number 1, we have Ashraf. Number 2, we have Kasioka. The color he has just picked is for number 2. Number 3, we have Tabitha. Number 4, we have Nelly. And then the 5th candidate will be Philemon. You will be appearing or responding in that order on particular questions, but some of the questions, they will go randomly. So in that order, I want to invite you and give you each 30 seconds to make your opening pitch. The rules remain the same. You unmute, you put your video on, and then your 30 seconds start. Ashraf, your opening pitch. Your 30 seconds begin now.
Good afternoon. My name is Ashraf Ahmed, born and raised in Kilifi, Pwani. I joined ELF in 2016, second cohort. Today is my day. I submit my application to be considered the vice chairman of this great alumni. Kindly give me the mentor. I have the will, I have the way. Na watu wanasema hapa kazi tu.
Thank you, Ashraf. Thank you, Ashraf. Your time is up. Kasioka, you have 30 seconds starting now.
Thank you, MC Sakwa. My name is Isaac Kasioka, and good afternoon and good evening to all. It depends on where you are right now. I'm vying for the position of vice chairman, as you know, and I'm looking forward to serving in this great alumni group, which I got in 2022. in the Good Politician project. And I'm willing and I'm hoping that the best will come out when I'm elected on 2nd May. Thank you.
Kasioka, your time is up. We were not able to see you. So for the next question, kindly put on your video so that we are able to see you. Your voters would like to put a face to the name. The next person is Tabitha. Your 30 seconds begin now.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tabitha Wangari and I'm honored to be participating in this noble engagement. As a candidate for the seat of deeply committed to serving the needs of our members for the future, and in this debate, I am looking forward to discussing the issues that affect us as a people and as an alumni network, and I hope that all of us are going to have our questions answered and be sure of our votes. Thank you, and you're all welcome.
Thank you very much, Tabitha. Right on time. Fourth, we have Nelly.
Good evening to you. Sorry. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead, Nelly.
Okay. Good evening to you all. My name is Nelly Chepkemoi Langat. I am a teacher of music and Kiswahili by profession. I'm a vocal youth leader engaged in grassroots mobilization pertaining to politics, leadership, and governance. And I am part of the Good Politician program, and I'm also the current Miss President Narok County. I am hereby asking you of your votes to vote me in as the Vice Chairperson to offer a more inclusive, participatory, and transformational leadership. Thanks.
Thank you, Nelly. Your 30 seconds have been used up. Philemon Simonjero, you are up next. Your 30 seconds starts now.
My name is Philemon Sumonjela Jacob, an ABLI 2021 cohort graduate. I'm looking forward to a very robust engagement, and I'm sure you're also looking to a robust engagement with your next Vice Chairperson. See you.
Thank you very much, Philemon, even for donating 10 seconds to the committee. I want to come and start asking specific questions, and I will start with you, Tabitha. What is your vision for the ELF Africa Alumni Network? You have 45 seconds to answer this question.
My vision for this network is to promote this brand. It's part of my manifesto. It is my main vision to have this network a brand, to have it as a very serious brand, taken seriously, not just in Kenya, but in other countries. So if I can be able to put this out there more than it is right now, have this as a household name, have this as a network that works and helps people, then I will consider myself having succeeded in my mission in this tenure. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tabitha. Kasioka, what is your vision for this alumni network?
Well, my vision for this alumni network is simply bringing in honesty and also transparency and accountability for the roles that will be running, and also ensuring that there's more visibility of this brand, that is the alumni network. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Kasioka. We go to the next person, and that will be Nelly. Please spell out your vision for the alumni network. Nelly, your mic is on mute.
Sorry about that. So my vision for this network is to put in more effort in building a more stronger, a more vibrant, and a more impactful kind of network, which is not just in our communities, but even nationally as a group of impactful and innovative leaders. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nelly. Ashraf, share with us your vision for the network.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, my vision for the network is about inclusiveness and participation. After 2 years, I want to see that the alumni, they are very strong, they are together, they are working as a family, their transformation as a family, that will see that alumni grow as a family. Everything is about family in this alumni. The stronger together, the better together. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashraf. Let's finish with Simonjela on this section.
Thank you so much. My vision as the vice chairperson is to see that the knowledge we gain as we studied in the ELF various programs, they come to be practical. When we are out here, what are we using the knowledge for? And that is a task that is envisioned in my capacity as the deputy chairperson, that whatever we learned in the leadership programs, we are putting it out here as the alumni, and it's not just going to waste. And also to increase the ELF camaraderie, that is where I've put it, the visibility of the ELF comrades out here. Those are my two visions as the deputy chairperson. Thank you, Sakwa.
Thank you very much. That brings us to the next question. And that next question, I am going to start from Kasioka. Kasioka, you can unmute, put on your microphone and tell us in 30 seconds, what is your highest leadership achievement?
Well, my highest leadership achievement so far is the national politics, whereby I applied for the position of MCA under the United Democratic Alliance Party. And unfortunately, or fortunately, the votes are not enough. Currently, I'm a director somewhere in a certain parastatal. Thank you.
Thank you, Kasioka. What leadership lessons did you learn when you vied for elective politics?
Well, one thing which I learned when I vied for the national politics is that in the current world of national politics, honesty does not work quite well. And if I want to make a change, I have to be inside there. So I want to get in so that I can make a change in the place where I come from. And that is the biggest lesson which I learned from there. Also, I learned that accountability is a thing of the past. Most of the political leaders which we have in the country right now are never accountable to their actions or rather to their promises. And that is a big lesson for me. Thank you. And they are not also transparent, and I am a transparent human being.
Thank you very much, Kasioka. Let us come back to you, Tabitha. What is the biggest leadership lesson you have learned, and how do you intend to use that for the growth of this alumni network?
My biggest leadership lesson has been that leadership is a service. It is not that the leader is up there and the people that he or she is serving are down here. I believe that the biggest leader is the biggest servant, and that has gone very far with me. It has taught me a lot about leadership. Being a person at people's service is being the greatest leader. Doesn't matter where you serve from. When you serve the most, you're the greatest leader. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Nelly, what change do you want to bring to this alumni network? What specific area do you want to bring?
The one main thing that I would want to bring to this network is tapping into collaborative efforts and tapping into opportunities that are there for us as youth, for us as the alumni, especially in the donor world and in the media spaces, because having engaged and having to being interrupted, Sakwa.
I think that we will begin to eject those who are interrupting us. So to avoid being ejected from the room, please just keep your microphone on mute. Nelly, you can start again.
Okay, sorry. So I was saying that the main thing that I want to bring change into this network is being able to tap into the available opportunities that are out there for us as youth, for us as the alumni, and for us as Kenyan citizens. So I'm looking into being able to, as a frequenter or as a frequent guest in these media spaces, I would like to bring in media opportunities where we can be able to work together as a team and be able to have people present their issues to the media. We have people here from different sectors, which we can be able to tap into the networks that I have with the media people, where such that when we get opportunities for people, we can have someone in the economic sector have a chance to be able to give their views to be able, and also part of the donor world where we can be able to work.
Thank you, Nelly. Thank you. Philemon, your manifesto talks about strategic partnership within and without ELF Africa. What do these partnerships look like, and how do you see them benefiting this alumni network?
Thank you so much, Sakwa. For that question, as I said, my big vision is to see that whatever we gain in our various ELF leadership classes is put to work. And I'm aware of the very many initiatives that have been begun by the alumni, but they're not taking off, they're not gaining traction, mostly because of the strategic partnerships not being available, or maybe just losing interest. No one is supporting you. So I intend to really work on this, that whatever is born by the ELF alumni comes to life, that whatever we are doing in the communities, they really gain traction for the benefit of the community.
Thank you very much, Philemon. Thank you. You have used your time. We go to Ashraf. Your manifesto talks about supportive, open door, and team player. Talk to us about supportive. Practically, how does that look like? What should these people here listening to you expect from you as far as being supportive is concerned?
Thank you very much, Sakwa. Supportive, it goes in hand with my open door policy, that wherever ELF admin member will have a problem, or wherever ELF admin member want to approach the leadership, there is that supportive, the first supportive like that one. The second supportive, it is on their careers, on their sports, on their what they're doing at their grassroots. And then also the supportive, I want to bring something like called the ELF county mashinani alumni. That's the things which they do. It can go down up to their counties, up to their grassroots. Something which is we can support as a leadership. And the other question was, or is that just?
It was just that. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Let us go to Tabitha Wangari and hear from you. Tell us, 2 years after your term as vice president, what would this alumni network look like?
Within 2 years of my term, as I first put across in my first point, if this alumni network is a bigger brand than it is right now, if we can talk about alumni network and we don't have to explain who we are because our work speaks for us, then I will be happy to have served in this committee. If I will be able to mentor more people, if I will be able to hold hands of different people who have dreams and they would like to see them come true, but they have nobody to hold their hand. If I could put those people on the map and have them be mentored and live up to their dreams, I will be happy to have done 2 years here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tabitha. Kasioka, some say leaders are made, others say leaders are born. Which one are you?
Me, I'm born.
Talk to us about that.
Well, the reason is why I say I am born. I'll take you back to nursery school. There is that child who used to tell others to make a line well, or rather the child who used to tell others to keep quiet in class. That is a leader naturally. That is a leader who is born, rather than a leader who is made. I believe that someone who is born a leader just needs a small training to shape them well to be a leader. And that's where I am now. I received training from the good politician, that is ELF. And after receiving this training, I believe it sharpened the skills which I have. Thank you.
Thank you. And when you finished your 2 years as the vice president, what should we see in this alumni network that we can credit to you?
Well, one thing which I am really passionate about is about neurological health. I am looking forward to a situation whereby everybody has a good health in terms of neurology. And this is because I have not been exposed to such situations. I have suffered under such situations. And that's why we started our own foundation and to deal with neurological health in the ELF or in the international wide. Therefore, I'll transform it down to ELF, and also I'll take care of the boy child. We know the boy child has been neglected all along, and it is a chance which you're having right now to deal with this situation. So all boy child and boy children are welcome. Thank you, Mr. Sakwa.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let us come to you, Nelly. What is your biggest leadership achievement, and how is that going to add value to this network?
Okay. My biggest leadership achievement is being able to vie for a leadership position in the just ended elections, and being able to serve with the Azimio Secretariat as part of the advisors as well, and currently also being able to serve as a think tank to one of the Kenyan senators that we have. And in my 2-year reign, I intend to make this alumni more vibrant, more vocal. I believe I can be able to tap into the spaces that I've been, whether in media, whether in the donor world or in the political leadership space. I can be able to tap into that and make our collective voice heard, our collective voice objectively engaging. Thank you.
Thank you. Ashraf, I come back to you in Kilifi. What do you think? What would you say is your biggest leadership ability, and how are you going to use it in this alumni network?
Thank you. My biggest leadership ability is collaboration. I have that power to collaborate with most of the people, and I have that passion to know what's going on with the people. That's why in my policy there is that open door policy. That's something that someone can come in. I have that strong network collaboration. Thank you. That's why I'm rooting for the grassroots things so that we can collaborate with people. That's my strongest leadership.
Thank you very much. Let us go back to Philemon and here, Philemon, what is the biggest challenge, leadership challenge you have faced? What lessons did you learn from that?
Thank you so much for that question, Sakwa. The biggest leadership challenge I have faced is that you may still face opposition within the people you're leading, even though you are doing it for the greater good. So you have to come up with ways to really make things work, even though when there's opposition. So you have to be collaborative, yet still be visionary. You're collaborative, but not losing the vision of what you had in mind as you sort out your leadership position. Asante sana.
Thank you very much. On to my last question to all the candidates, starting with Philemon. The alumni network has existed for 2 years. What has been your contribution to this network? Philemon, and then Nelly, and then Tabitha. How have you contributed to the growth and success of this network? Philemon, can you hear? If you're speaking, we are not able to hear you. All right, we will allow Philemon a moment. We go to Nelly. Talk to us about what value you've added to this alumni network.
Okay, so I just joined the alumni network the other day, but I believe with the good politicians fellows, I've been able to share media opportunities. I've been able to also share collaborative opportunities where I think most of us who are running certain or different community-based initiatives, we've been able to work together and be able to meet supporters and partnerships out here, but mainly I've also contributed to media opportunities where I engage and get people chances to be able to speak up on media houses. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nelly. We go to Tabitha. What value have you added to the ELF Alumni Network?
I was in iLead cohort 9. So During my time there, I participated in mobilizing people to, during my cohort members, to ensure that we did the things that we had planned to do. I ensured that I will bring people on board to participate in our different agendas, the biggest one being the community service, which was very, very successful. My mobilization together with my members and team players, we were able to have a very successful community service, and I consider that a very noble thing to do, and we really learned from that. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Tabitha. We come to you, Kasioka, with the same question. How have you contributed to the alumni network specifically?
Well, thank you for the question, Mr. Sakwa. I can say basically I learned about the alumni just a few days ago. Well, I can't say I'm blaming on visibility of the network, but unfortunately, that is the situation. Well, what I'm looking forward to doing is linking the alumni network to opportunities, that is jobs, both inside the country and abroad. By abroad, I don't mean Saudi peke yake. I mean everywhere abroad. There are jobs which are running from the US to Canada to Hungary. There are so many places where when you say abroad, maybe people are thinking that you are going to export labor, but that is not the goal. The other thing, Mr.
Thank you very much,
just
Kasioka. Thank you, Kasioka.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's go to Ashraf. Ashraf, what value have you added to the ELF alumni network?
Thank you. First, alumni network has been in the existence for the last 2 years and more in WhatsApp group. I've been contributed in making sure it is stay vibrant, and I've also contributed in private through the president, the current president, that is Madam Kawira, and I've also contributed to it through my my Kilifi team, that is Tunaweza Kilifi chapter. In fact, we have 3 alumni in this group, where even one went all the way to the program. And the last thing which I've contributed, I've kept it live through my cohort too.
Thank you very much, Ashraf. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I have finished the part where I ask the question. I turn it over to the candidates to ask each other questions if they have any. We did not receive any questions from the audience, and so we will put it to the candidates, and then we will give them an opportunity to wrap it up. I start with you, Ashraf. Do you have any questions? If you do not have a question, it is totally in order, but do you have a question? If you have, is it to the entire, all the candidates, or is it to a specific candidate?
I have a simple question to the all candidates. Anyone can answer. It's a simple question. My question is, as alumni, there is another organization called ELF. As anyone knows the core value of ELF, the 7 core value, the 7 core value of ELF. If anyone can know about them, that will be good. Thank you.
Thank you. We start to answer those questions, and we start with you, Philemon. What are the 7 core values of ELF Africa? Philemon? All right, Nelly, what are the 7 core values of ELF Africa?
Partnerships, integrity, team spirit, honesty. Honestly, that is what I can tell for now. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Nelly. Tabitha?
I can also only just speak of the integrity, the team spirit, and also the integrity.
All right. Thank you, Tabitha. Kasioka, what are the 7 core values of ELF?
Okay, thank you. Well, the core values of ELF start with integrity. The other one is leadership. My video is off. It comes to integrity, leadership, and then we have we have humanity and partnerships. And I think the last one is accountability.
All right, thank you very much. Kasioka, we are still with you. Do you have a question? Is it to all the candidates or to a specific candidate?
No, it's not to a specific candidate, it's to everyone. And my question is very simple. How will we or you, the winner, because I know this is a tight race and there must be a winner and a loser. And we can only have one person in the office, despite the fact that we are many, many candidates. My question is, how would we or you be able to assist other people in getting grants or other funding for organizations? Because people like me have the organizations, and I know I'm not the only one. There are many other people. Thank you.
Thank you, Kasioka. Tabitha, do you have a question?
No, I do not have a question.
Thank you very much, Tabitha. Nelly, do you have a question?
Yes, and I think I should respond to Isaac first, if I'm allowed.
I will come to that one. Just
Okay.
Proceed with your question. Yes.
So being a person who is involved in the political space, I would really, and being vocal about youth issues out here. So I would really want to ask my colleagues here if whoever wins, are they able to also just be voices of reasoning when it comes to leadership spaces, because we cannot assume this youth block. So are you able to talk about youth issues, not just in the alumni network, but being able to voice out youth concerns to the
All right.
leadership?
Thank you, Nelly. Thank you, Nelly. Philemon, do you have a question? Okay, we still do not have Philemon on the line. There are two questions for you to answer. One is from Kasioka to all of you. I will start with Ashraf, and then Tabitha, and then Nelly. What are you going to do to secure funding for the alumni network and for the other organizations that are run by alumni members? Ashraf, you have 30 seconds.
Thank you for the question, Mheshimiwa Kasoka. First, to get the fund, we need collaboration. Collaboration is the key here. Anyone can get funding, but how to get that fund to help alumni? That's what we call collaboration. That's what we call cooperation. That's what we call assisting each other. I have also so many organizations who can help, but how do you approach them? That means the president, the secretary.
Thank you, Ashraf. Your 30 seconds have run out. Tabitha, how do you intend to secure funding for the network and for organizations run by alumni?
Yes, thank you very much for the question. My first way that I would like to achieve this is, first of all, by ensuring that we have networking with the people that actually matter when it comes to this kind of issues. To partner with us and come and yes, I would like to champion this, and I believe this can be done. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tabitha. Philemon, do we have Philemon? I am not sure we still have Philemon on the line. All right, we'll go to the last question, and then we will have each 30 seconds after this. Someone was saying something?
Sorry.
Okay. What or how are you going to be a voice of reason?
Sakwa, I had something to say.
Or you've not answered this question? Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I think having engaged with the donor world from the Miss President competition, we were able to be taken through what is required of one or an organization for you to get funding. So I believe as the vice chairperson, I should be able to pass the necessary information required for you to be able to access funding from the donors and how to work together in partnering to be able to get the donors funding. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's go to the last question. And this goes to Tabitha, Kasioka, and Ashraf, because Nelly asked the question and we don't seem to have Philemon back on the line. how are you going to be a voice of reason to continue to articulate the issues of the youth and leadership at a national scale? Tabitha, Kasioka, then Ashraf, 30 seconds each.
Yes, I will be a voice of reason by speaking about the issues that my members, who are the alumni members, are going to communicate to me. I will have issues that come from them, not from what I think. So the issues that I will be representing will be coming from my members, which is something that I believe is authentic and that can be represented. There will also be an equal chance to participate, and so everybody's issues are heard and answered to. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Kasioka, you're up next.
Well, being a voice of reason is like bringing the ideas on the table and making sure that whatever you are saying goes through. Well, because I have this political connection with the current government, I'll be able to push the ideas or rather the agenda of the youth and the agenda of the alumni into the current government that we are running. Thank you very much, and I hope that I'll be elected. Asante.
Thank you very much, Kasioka. Ashraf, same question, 30 seconds, starting now.
The voice of reason, the youth on the youth issues, my policy, open door policy. Please bring them. We'll share, we'll air them. As simple as that. Open door policy will always raise the voice. As I'm talking, I'm already the voice of the people. Please bring, we'll share. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Starting with you, Ashraf, each of you has 30 seconds to make your closing pitch. If you only have these 30 seconds to convince these people to vote for you, what will you say? Ashraf, then Kasioka, then Tabitha, then Nelly. Ashraf, 30 seconds, start now.
Viongozi wenzangu, nimekuja mbele yenu tena kwa mara nyingine. Mumeona, mumenisikia, uamuzi ni wenu, lakini nawahakikishia. Maneno yangu ni kidogo, matendo ni mengi. Kazi ipo, tunaweza, tuko pamoja. Shukran. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Ashraf. Kasioka?
Well, I usually say gaining financial freedom together. I run a circle, which is called Jugusa Circle, and I'll be able to acquire loans for you guys when you become members, and this is the place where to be. I also have good connections with several donors. I've created that network, so I'll be able to bring up funding for your organizations which you have. And I'm also bringing on board honesty, accountability, and transparency. So guys, vote for me on 2nd May.
Kasioka. Thank you, Kasioka.
Thank you. God bless you.
Your time is up. Tabitha, you're next. Tabitha, your mic is on mute. Please unmute and start again.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Kiongozi. So thank you so much, our organizers and our fellow candidates for engaging in this very spirited and heated debate. As I conclude, I would like to emphasize that the election is about the future of our organization and all of the principles that we have and are at our hearts. So I am very committed to listening to the concerns and the needs of our people and taking action to bring forth a positive change. Vote for me, vote for change.
Thank you, Tabitha. Your time is up. Thank you, Tabitha. Nelly, you get to have the last word. 30 seconds starts now.
Okay. So thank you for this opportunity to be able to stand before you and ask for your votes. I'm asking you to vote me as the next vice chairperson. Vote for a leadership that moves us all together forward. Vote for a leadership that is bold, is more inclusive, and is more open to you all. Thank you so much. Aminia dada, sababu kura yako ni jukumu langu. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That brings us to the end of the vice presidential debate. As I invite our tech team, the ITG, to play for us the transition. We are coming back with the final debate, the presidential debate. 2 candidates. Let's see who's got this. 30 seconds. right, welcome back, everybody. This again is the ELF Africa Alumni Network Grand Debate, pitting the best against each other, as one of you has already rightfully put it in the chat. We have finished two parts of the debate. That was the Secretary General's debate and the Vice Presidential debate, which just concluded 30 seconds ago. We are getting into the final part, the President, who will be His Excellency, now that both of them are gentlemen. We have two candidates, Tobias Wabomba and Oliver Baraza. According to how they cast lots, Tobias will be going first, followed by Oliver Baraza. Now, I want to invite both candidates to just unmute, put on their videos, and because they are president and they are the final, it's the final leg, I will give them about 40 seconds each to do their opening remarks. Let's start with you, Tobias. Opening pitch, 40 seconds, start now.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you, alumni, for being this evening or tonight. The chairman position is not looking for an occupant of that office. It is looking for someone who has been tested, proven, and someone who is ready to go to lead people into a visionary direction that you all yearn for. I'm presenting myself as a person who has the stamina, who has energy, and who has the will to serve the alumni. I have an experience in leadership from the time of primary school, high school, campus, in the community, and I believe that this wealth of information is necessary for me.
Thank you, Tobias. Your 40 minutes have been used. Let's go to Oliver. Your 40 minutes start now.
Good evening, everyone. I brand myself as a change maker, a believer in Ubuntu, a Pan-Africanist, and above all, a transformational leader by experience and training. My name is Baras Oliver. I present to you my candidature for the position of chairman. I believe I have the skill, the competency, the character, and the values that is required for the position of the president. I possess an experience in leadership of over 5 years, having worked both in corporate, community, and in the public sector. I've worked with young people whom I've driven change. Thank you.
Thank you, Baraza. Baraza, thank you. Your time has run out. We are going on to the next section. And now this is where I get to interact with the candidates. I will be giving you 40 seconds to answer the questions and like 30 seconds for the other positions. Tobias, you go first on this one. Spell out for us your vision for the alumni network.
My vision after my 2 years in office, I want to leave behind a very vibrant alumni network, a community where every member is recognized, every leader is appreciated, and every leader has a space to grow. I have realized for the time I've been a member of this alumni network that our visibility is not as conspicuous as it's supposed to be. And I believe that by the end of my 2 years in office, I will leave behind a legally registered alumni organization, which we can use that basis to source for funds and allow our members to thrive in different areas of their field. I know there are people here working in community, others in governance, and others in respective capacities. And we are going to tap into that experience.
Thank you, Tobias. Thank you, Tobias. We turn it over to Baraza for the same question. Spell out your vision for the network.
My vision after 2 years, I want to develop an all-inclusive network, a responsive network to the needs of the alumni in all areas of their influence. I want to develop a brand that is a voice for the voiceless and to diagnose the issues and prognostice the issues and make sure that we find the cure that will propel these alumni to the great heights. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Baraza. I am still with you, Baraza, so keep your mic on. Continuing from where you have left, spell out for us your top 3 priorities within your first 6 months. What are the 3 things we will see after 6 months?
One, after 6 months, the first priority is to develop a messaging database where we continuously update our members on every program that we be running. That's where when we leverage on technology, where we can, through as a teamwork, we can communicate to members every opportunity that we do. Number two is that to develop, to establish a fund kitty, which is key to ensure that our program will be run. And this will be done through the engaging the partners and donors to this. And number three is to ensure that
Thank you very much. Thank you, Oliver. Thank you, Oliver. Thank you. We come to you, Tobias. In 6 months' time, what are the top 3 things that we will see you having delivered? 40 seconds start now.
The first one after getting into office is to make sure we have a database where every alumni is captured with the areas of expertise so that we can know how well to tap into their experiences and their connection. The second one will be to assess the needs of the alumni so that we can know what type of training and opportunities that we are looking for. The third aspect that I want to do is to make sure that we put the constitution in place so that we know in which frame are we operating in so that we do not overstep our mandate as leaders and also part of the alumni.
Thank you very much, Tobias. You have donated 2 seconds to the committee. We appreciate. And I come back to you, Tobias, again. The Alumni Network, just as I asked the other candidates, has been in existence for 2 solid years. Tell us, what value have you added to this network?
I have been a brand ambassador for this network for the time I've been in. I'm a member of Public Service Emerging Leadership, and I have helped many people who are applying to go to that program to how to prepare for the interviews, and most of them have gotten in. So being a brand ambassador, I've expanded the scope of our alumni. The second thing I've done is to be a leader of values-based myself. Where I work, I'm following the values of ELF, and that is some of the things that I think I have contributed by making this ELF known outside there. Also, before my time ends, Mr. Chair, I have brought the kind of energy in this campaign that has never been in this program. That is something that I know I have contributed in.
Thank you. Thank you. Oliver, 40 seconds. What value have you added to the Alumni Network?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. One, I delight myself as the inhabitant of starting the Alumni Network. Among those people who started, I fight the previous election as the chairperson. I've promoted alumni through financial, attending all stakeholders meeting, engaging all the alumni on the areas we can collaborate with other people, sister alumni, sister organization. I've been able to be a brand ambassador. I think I've brought to ELF more than 20 people who was joining different cohorts as an alumni. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tobias. Sorry, Oliver, for your contribution right there. I want to move over to Tobias, excuse me. And my next question is on partnerships. How do you see, what do you see as the role of partnership in growing the alumni network, and how are you going to grow the area of partnership?
The role of partnership can never be understated. I know there are people here with different expertise. That means that we cannot depend on one partner to fund our activities. There are partners who are involved in social justice. There are partners who are involved in small and medium enterprises. There are partners who are involved in governance and so forth. So having partners from different areas is very key to make sure that every member in this alumni network is involved, participate, and also their capacity is built as they attend training with these various partners that we will bring on board.
Thank you, Tobias. Oliver, talk to us about partnership. Why is it important? How are you going to grow this area?
Thank you so much, MC. I believe true partnership is when we can sustain the alumni. We cannot work in an isolated area, and therefore we as a chairman, I will seek to partner with other people of the same value, same vision, same mission to achieve good governance, civic engagement in our country. What I look into is that I will look the partners and donors who always engage in the youth activity, because I've engaged with them a little bit, and this will bring more resources to our alumni so that we can carry our activities without much strain.
Thank you, Baraza. But I am still with you now that you are at resources, because my next question is on funding. And earlier on, you talked about a kitty. Tell us, what will this kitty look like? Where will money come from? What will this money be used for? Who will be the beneficiary of this money that is in the kitty? Let us go.
Thank you so much. I was very intentional when I talked about establishing a funding kitty for alumni. I've existed in the alumni ELF since 2019, and I have understood the needs of having the resources. One, where does the money will come from? One of the key things is that we have youth-led or donors who come in to fund organization engaging, especially in community-based activities. So just like maybe to mention like Mastercard, we can engage them to come on board so that we can do proposal for the grants, for donors, and other things. Who are the beneficiary of this?
Thank you. Okay, I'll allow you 10 seconds to finish that question. Go ahead, 10 seconds.
Thank you so much. Who are the beneficiary of this? We are all alumni will be beneficiary of this, because we intend to engage in all activities the alumni will be taking in place so that we can fund them instead of just waiting a budget from ELF. Us as an alumni will be able to chip in and fund this program.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Oliver. Tobias, the same question on resources, on funding, on the alumni kitty. Where do we get money for the alumni network? What does this money do? Who benefits from this money? How do we ensure integrity in the disbursement of these resources?
With my experience, many organizations find it very difficult to fund an organization that is not registered. So in the first months, we will have to stand on the shoulders of ELF before we register our organization. The money that we'll get after partnering with other organizations, now after having our own account, because you have the treasurer, will be distributed according to the need-based basis, where we have leaders who have initiatives in the communities or who have things they are doing, and they need funds to do that. So we'll have a committee in place that is independent, away from the executive, that will vet these members of the alumni to see if their projects are valid and if they can be funded.
But I can give you 10 seconds to finish your thought.
So the beneficiaries of this fund will be members of the alumni. They'll be vetted by the committee that will be put in place with the consultation of the members that will ensure there is transparency and honesty in distribution of that money, and without being impartial in any way.
I'm still with both candidates on the question of funding, because I pick this from the chat. One person who's called EW, and they ask you, Oliver and Tobias, both of you talking of finances, you have 100% expressed dependence on donors and grants. What are the other income generating activities or fundraising or resource mobilization strategies that you will employ besides donors and grants? We start with you, Oliver.
Thank you so much. What I tend to do to sustain this kitty is to engage in activities such as printing T-shirt to our members who can be able to buy at a certain price so that they can generate that money to the kitty, bags. We can do branding. We can engage even other organizations who maybe will want our services so that we can get something better. We have alumni who are expertise in this. We can use them to do consultation so that they are part of the money they receive, and also others we can put in the kitty to make it sustainable for a long time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Tobias, the same questions. Besides donors, grants, and such things, how else will you raise money for this network?
There are several ways of raising money that we intend to engage in. One of them is to have dinner, to organize for a dinner event where we can invite people who share our values to come and help us support the programs that we are running. Another one is to have independent organization or community-led organization by members engage in different activities where they can raise their own money. But as we help them, they'll also stand and be loyal to the alumni network by helping the alumni network run its activities. So apart from the funding, the donors and so forth, we have people and we have the networks to go to. People who can come and support our initiatives, who are not an organization, but individuals of goodwill who believe in what we are doing.
Thank you very much. The issue of funding is very important, and whoever becomes president will hear in the handover notes. I'm sure that is one of the things that the current president will tell you. So I'm going to hang in here for a minute. Talk to us again about funding. Have you raised money before? What was the money for? How did you raise it? What was the success rate? Tobias.
I am a community leader where I come from. I have raised money, helped raise money for a number of people who are going to colleges and universities who did not have money in the first place. So the money was used for school fees. I have talked to people, the religious leaders, the politicians, and people of goodwill who've come in place to help us raise money for. I think I've raised for around 10 people who've gone to colleges by my own efforts. Being as a student leader in Kenyatta University, there are students who are almost calling off semesters. And I came in, lobbied amongst ourselves in that capacity, people contributing 10, 20, 50, 100 to raise money for them so that they do not go back home. So I know how to raise money. And I'm coming here with the experience of raising money, and I know who to go to.
Thank you very much. Oliver, have you raised money before? What was it for? What was the success rate?
Absolutely, I've raised money. Just like my colleague for school fees. I have around 5 young men. I pay school fees in high school. Secondly, I've raised money for ELF alumni, where we participated in an online fundraising, where I joined the current leadership. We raised money where it was marked as the Pride Wall, where we did, we went and engaged in a community service for painting the walls of the school. I'll be able to raise money in other various organizations where I serve as a unionist.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Oliver. I would like to move on to the next question for both of you. I have looked at your manifestos and I pick one thing from each manifesto. Tobias, your manifesto talks about teamwork. Why is teamwork important for this network? And how are you going to build a culture of teamwork?
Teamwork is very key, not just in this network, but everywhere. Because every team member has his ability, has his expertise that he brings into place. They bring the vigor, the energy that is required to run any activity that is there. So going forward, we are going to build activity, not just for team activity, not just for a few of us who will be leaders, but also for the all members of the alumni, because we believe that no one should be left behind. Everyone should participate in the activity of the organization to make sure that we feel at home and we feel appreciated.
Thank you, Tobias. Thank you. Over to you, Baraza. Your manifesto has talked about inclusivity. Tell us why this is important for this alumni network and what specific actions are you going to take to entrench inclusivity?
Thank you so much, Mr. Sakwa. When I talk about inclusivity, we talk about all-inclusive alumni. It doesn't, without any discrimination, it doesn't okay, it doesn't matter which cohort, which fellowship you are. We intend to make everyone to be anyone who can be listened to, his opinion matters. We do into consultation. So I want to inclusivity whereby I listen to all members with their opinion, whether it's divergent from ours, but we bring on board so that we can make a sound decision. When we talk about also inclusivity, we want to bring whether marginalized people coming from different organizations so that we can bring the synergy and the teamwork to our alumni so that we can move forward as a team.
Thank you, Oliver. Thank you, Oliver. ELF Alumni Network, as one would imagine, is under ELF Africa. Starting with you, Baraza, what do you envision as the ideal relationship between the alumni network and the mother organization? How will you build or strengthen or grow this relationship?
Thank you. One, I even have already been doing that. One is to be the brand ambassador, to ensure that ELF is into mashinani. Everyone is heard about ELF. If there is any cohort that is being admitted, we do sensitization to our people to come. Secondly, for me, as an alumni or an alumni, sorry, just a minute. I'm getting lost. Okay. Well, as an ELF, as a matter, what I want to do is to ensure that we partner so that we become a voice of voiceless, where a brand, ELF should be a brand where cannot be ignored in anything that can be done in this country.
Thank you, Oliver. Tobias, same question. What do you envision as the ideal relationship between the alumni network and the mother organization? What will you do to build or strengthen and grow this relationship?
I'll focus on the question. The ideal relationship is collaboration and honesty. The alumni network should collaborate with the mother organization, and there should be honest collaboration between the secretariat and the alumni leadership. This one is in terms of the opportunities that are created, the opportunities that we seek together, and how these opportunities are spread among the alumni. There should not be specific people who are benefiting from the opportunities that they avail themselves and others are left behind. I'll make sure that the relationship is honest and is based on collaboration where we are all consulted on what should be done and how.
Thank you very much. Right. When my bell rang, I want to move. I have 3 more questions, 2 questions left actually, but because of time, I will cut out the 2 and ask 1 question and then allow you each to ask each other a question. 2 years after your tenure as president, we start with you, Tobias. 2 years later, what difference should we see? What kind of alumni network should we see? 40 seconds, go now.
We will have a very vibrant alumni network, which will not just be localized, but will be very conspicuous across all the social media networks and across our communities. I'm hoping that I will work with all alumni network in their respective regions and areas and the professional endeavors they do to make sure that ELF Alumni Network is a brand. I'll also make sure that every member here, because there is a feeling that some members do not know what is going on and what is happening in the alumni, that every member is aware and knows what is going on because they are part of the family and no one is going to be left behind.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Tobias. Same question to you, Baraza. 2 years later, what kind of alumni network should we see thanks to your leadership?
Thank you. In 2 years, I want to leave a brand that cannot be ignored in matters of civic engagement, governance, and leadership in this country. I want to leave a visible brand that everyone can feel associated with whenever he can go, not only within Africa, but beyond. I want an alumni that is all-inclusive, where everyone, his opinion matters most. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That brings me to the end of my questions. I want to allow you, Oliver, to ask Tobias a question if you have any. and then Tobias will answer your question as he asks his.
Thank you so much, my friend and my brother, Tobias, and thank you for presenting yourself to this candidate. My question is, you have talked about having a vibrant vision for ELF, Alumni Africa. Just because ELF Africa is our mother to us, what is the mission and why do ELF exist?
Thank you very much, my cousin. I think the issue here, I did not say that I'll have a vision, a vibrant vision for ELF. That's not what I said. I say that we'll have a vibrant community of ELF alumni, of ELF Africa Alumni Network. Now, you've asked about, you have so many questions that did not match very well. So I don't know if you can...
Okay, maybe I repeat, sorry. One, I've asked 2 questions in one. Why do ELF exist and what is the main mission?
ELF, the main mission is making sure that we have values-based leaders in Kenya and in Africa. It surrounds itself around values-based, based on integrity, based on honesty, based on having a very active citizenry and so forth. So it is the center word of ELF is values-based leaders, and that is where all of us are. And I believe that is what all of us believe in, and we're going to drive it further.
All right. Thank you, Baraza, for your question. Or Tobias, do you have a question for Oliver?
Yeah. Thank you, Oliver, for being a worthy opponent. My question is, for the cause of the campaign, my brother has been running, like I've been counting, he has 8 manifestos. So I don't know which one he'll be using to guide us going forward.
Thank you. Sorry, unless you didn't read my manifesto, but I've been running with 6-point agenda, which has been my manifesto and which has been categorized into 3, which are the key pillars that drive ELF: the civic governance and civic engagement, leadership development, and community empowerment and livelihood opportunities. So these I've categorized them into key agendas as per the priority. When you look at one of the things fostering the collaborations, because we cannot work without collaboration, just the way we have spoken here. We need to work closely with our mother ELF. We need to promote collaboration with other sister organizations, just such as YALI, we have Imara Africa, among others. So for me, I've run with 6, not 8, and I've given them in the order of priority and how I want to achieve them. And just to finish out, one of the things that I want to prioritize right now is, because the signature program for ELF is leadership development. I want to see where ELF has a website that courses where people can access courses and get certificate, whereby members can be able to access books on the ELF website and other sister what they have been doing, and more so not only within Africa, but also we can engage in the panel discussion from leaders across the world within the ELF website. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Both candidates, you have now 1 minute to give your closing pitch. We'll start with you, who was going? Yeah, Tobias, you are going first. 1 minute to give your closing pitch, and then we hear from Oliver.
Okay, fellow alumni. What is before you is not a contest between egos. It's not a contest between who has stayed longer or who is coming new. It's a contest of 2 visions competing against each other. One that is about to take ELF Africa Alumni Network to greater heights by making it more vibrant and more conspicuous to be seen and be heard, and where members can feel appreciated, where we can support each other and thrive in our respective areas of endeavor. Now, before you is a candidate who envisions that future. I'm asking you that on the 2nd of May, you turn out and vote for me. And I wish we had more time. We will have explained further what we want to do, but our manifesto is available. And having more time will also have exposed us, for those who understand what they are talking about and those who are having something to refer to. So I call upon you, come up in large numbers on 2nd and vote for me as your chairperson. We will not leave anyone behind. We will work together, for we are stronger together. Thank you.
Very much, Tobias, for your closing thoughts. Baraza, 1 minute to close.
Thank you so much, the organizer of this debate, fellow alumni. My name is again Baras Oliver. I come before you with humility to ask you for your votes for this position of the chairperson, because I believe I have the stamina, have the skills, have the expertise and the knowledge on how to run the alumni, having been here for quite a while. And therefore, I just want to say that we must define our legacy. We must identify our purpose to which we want to leave this alumni. And it is us to come out and make a choice. It's a choice has consequences. When you are going to vote for Baraza, because he believes that in inclusivity, collaboration, leadership development, and community service, and establishing the funding kitty that will enable this organization to run forward more effective, more smooth, and to achieve its mission. I ask you kindly come out on 2nd and make a difference. Pamoja tunaweza na niko tayari. Asanteni.
Thank you very much, all the leaders and everyone who has participated. I want to take this opportunity to indeed thank all the alumni members, the lecturers, the voters who have been tuned in both here on Zoom and online there on YouTube, watching us from wherever you are tuned in. I thank all the agents who are present here to represent and also stand with their respective candidates. I want to pass my gratitude to the candidates from the events coordinator designate to the treasury designate, to the candidates for Secretary General, the candidates for Vice President, and the 2 candidates for President. It has been an honor to host all of you here and to hear you articulate your issues. Great thanks goes to the ELF Africa Independent Electoral Commission, led by our chairperson, Edward Kipkalia. Thank you very much for according me the opportunity to chair the DMC and to host this debate tonight. I want to thank my colleagues in the Debate Management Council, Debate Management Committee, Andreas Otieno and Teresa Lodge, for your great support. Thank you all to the alumni for participating in this election debate and sharing your perspectives and ideas. It has been a great honor to serve as the moderator and facilitate this very important conversation, because at ELF Africa, we believe that it is crucial that we all engage in democratic processes like this one and actively participate in shaping the future of our community, our country, and our continent. I, for that reason, encourage you on behalf of the entire ELF Africa that you all continue to be active and engaged alumni in this network, in matters of your community, your county, and the country, working together to drive positive change and make a lasting impact. I also want to commend all the candidates for their willingness to step forward and run for leadership positions within the alumni network. Your dedication, your commitment to the betterment of our network is inspiring. And on my behalf, on behalf of the DMC, on behalf of the Electoral Commission, on behalf of ELF Africa, we wish you all the very best of luck in the upcoming election. And for the remaining period, for campaign, we encourage you to remain civil, to remain respectful, and to remain collegiate with each other, even as you carry on your campaigns. My name is Sakwa M. James, the chair of the DMC. It has been a great honor to host you tonight. That brings us to the end. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much, everyone. Good night and good luck.